As you wake up from your cryopods this time, your commanding officer, your sergeant, standing in the door. She looks pretty upset, pretty impatient, and before you can even get your head together, she tells you, Private Ross, Private LeBlanc, report to the briefing room now. You, she points at Corporal Pacheco Diaz, you sit tight. Private Ross, did you hear me?
I'm going.
Oops. This guy's not here. All right, as you walk into the room, you notice your mission briefing from your last mission is still up on the screen. See a woman in a suit and an officer. By his rank insignia, he's a major. And they're talking, and they stop talking as you enter the room. Would you two stand together, please? He turns and addresses you. My name is Major Samuels with the Judge Advocate General's office. We're here because some accusations have been made. Do you recall the events of your latest mission?
Yes, sir.
If the events are what brought us here, I'm not really sure.
Do you recall your assistance with the evacuation of the planet?
Yes, sir.
And who was your commanding officer at the time?
Pacheco Diaz.
Is that correct, Private Ross?
Yes, sir.
Did anybody countermand Corporal Pacheco Diaz's orders at any time that you were aware of?
I just point at Ross.
I'm sorry, when did I do this?
Man, you're asking the wrong person.
Don't
I do remember him.
remember.
I do remember him disobeying orders. Oh, okay, I remember now. So, yeah, he was ordered to fall back, and he didn't, and that caused Pacheco to be very injured, and I couldn't do anything because I was heavily injured myself in the front lines.
Is this true, Private Ross?
No, sir. I retreated. I followed my corporal's orders. I don't know why he's saying this, but you can ask Corporal himself. I followed his orders to the letter, and I retreated with him and my fire team. The only person that our corporal got in an argument with during the mission was Lance Corporal.
So, the Lance Corporal, you're saying, disobeyed a direct order from his superior.
Yes, sir.
He has his little pad in his hand and he takes a few notes. Are you both familiar with the high-value asset known as Maitland, herefore named HVT? HVA.
Yes, sir.
At some point during your engagement on the planet, this asset became damaged. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And what were the circumstances surrounding Maitland's damage?
We have to decide whether to dismantle him or to carry him back to safety for repair.
How did he come to become damaged?
He took enemy fire, sir.
You allowed a high-value asset to be placed in a vulnerable position.
We
On
had no
whose
choice.
authority? Who authorized Maitland to be placed in a vulnerable position?
The corporal did, I think. Okay, out it's been 2 weeks. I do not remember.
Just say I don't recall.
I don't recall, sir. It was a very hectic situation, sir.
Yeah, we all got separated and things got hectic. Maitland just got in the way and he didn't stick with any of us.
Is it possible? Yes?
Obviously.
Do you have something to add, Private Ross?
Wait, hang on. I think I remember this. Hold on. So, sorry, sir. Sorry. It's beginning to go to me now. So our last couple has some weird understanding that
Define
if
weird, Private.
he thought he thought that the target and him were best friends. That's the only. Just to tell you straight, that's it. And because of that, he would not let him out of his side.
So the Lance Corporal had the responsibility for taking care of the asset. Is that what you're telling me?
He did
Yes, sir.
favor him, sir.
Yes, we've tried. Yeah, we tried many times to get the target basically to get away from his side, but last couple would just not allow it.
I've pulled up the Armory's logs for your last several deployments. I noticed that neither of you were assigned a shotgun. Is that correct, to the best of your memory?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Just me and my trusty shotgun. That's all I need.
Has anybody in your fire team ever had a shotgun?
I don't recall.
I do. Last couple, sir.
And did the Lance Corporal give the high-value asset his shotgun on the day of these events?
He did. I do remember this.
Yes, sir.
After receiving the shotgun, did the asset retreat to a safe place, or did it advance to a place of danger?
It seemed to have advanced, sir.
Yes, sir. I tried to stop him, but I was too focused on keeping the enemy out of the outpost with the remainder of the Marines.
And did Lance Corporal Brow give you any unusual orders regarding the asset?
Define unusual, sir, please.
Did Lance Corporal Brow give you any orders you were uncomfortable executing? Any orders you did not agree with on a moral basis?
Are you referring to the decision to dismantle or keep it all together?
I'm just asking for your opinion, Private. If he gave you any orders that you did not agree with or think that were appropriate given the circumstances.
I didn't agree at first, but uh, given that he's Lance Corporal, um, I gave in. But I do remember Ross defying from the very end. He wanted to cut Maitland's head off.
He gives you a very annoyed glance, Ross. Then he goes back to tapping on his pad. Private Ross, is this true that you also wanted to remove the head of the asset?
It is, sir, yes. Lance Corporal would not leave the target alone, so so I proposed with my private here that we are better off just cutting off the head, getting the with the with his memory intact, just so we can complete the mission.
So it was your understanding that removing the head would still allow you to accomplish your mission. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Private LeBlanc, how many times would you say Private Ross defied orders that day?
It's hard to tell as he tends to defy orders quite often.
Only from Lance Corporal, because no offense to him, his orders are stupid.
Oh.
Admit it.
Private,
He does tend
Did you-
to he does tend to insult him quite often.
is this true, Private? Do you not get along with Lance Corporal Brow?
But I don't know about I don't know about the insulting part. I don't remember that. But we do tend to get into some arguments over how to complete a mission.
Private, are you clear on the ranking structure of the United States Colonial Marine Corps? Are you aware the rank of private is below the rank of Lance Corporal?
Yes, sir. That's why I always go with his plan, no matter what. I just give him my idea, but he always goes with his own. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But I just wanted to give him my input before he decides. He decided on the decision.
Well, I was not aware of any insubordination reports until just now, so I will have to investigate these further with the Lance Corporal before we can address those. Do either of you have anything else to add that you think would be relevant to this matter?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Dismissed.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so Lance Corporal Brow, you are awakened alone for now. And the sergeant is waiting for you in the door. She throws a thumb over her shoulder and It says, report to the briefing room, Lance Corporal. All right. As you enter the briefing room, you see a woman dressed in a nice suit and an officer looking at a data pad. And as you walk in, they both lower their data pads, and the officer looks at you and says, "Are you Lance Corporal Brow?"
Yes, sir.
You're here because we're investigating a complaint filed against you. Are you aware of the incident surrounding Maitland, hereafter known as the Asset?
I believe I remember what you're referencing.
Lance Corporal, were you aware that Maitland was a valuable asset to the United States Colonial Marine Corps?
I figured as he had information regarding our mission.
And were you aware that he did have... Are you aware of what type of information he had?
No, sir, I just know he had information regarding what the two scientists we were sent to find were studying.
Would you have considered him the objective of your mission?
Once we found out that the two scientists were deceased, yes, indeed.
He's looking down at his data pad, reading, making some notes as you speak. Did you give the asset a weapon?
At one point, the town we were at was coming over rapid assault. I figured the asset was trustworthy enough, and did indeed decide to arm him.
And what behavior did he display?
He did indeed obey orders and then helped us fight off the UPP.
And was he injured in the firefight afterwards?
He was indeed. It was then that I decided to have him come with us, and I think that's when Private Annoying filed the complaint.
I think we know who that is.
Private Annoying.
Private Ross, I believe, is his real name.
Did the asset have problems with any of the other members of your fire team or the accompanying fire team?
Not to my knowledge.
And what made you think he would be a trustworthy asset to hand a weapon to?
Up to this, at the time, he had done nothing but kind of be helpful, and while he did at first conceal the information, he later conceded and became very useful.
Is this the same asset that murdered two innocent, defenseless scientists that had no weapons and gave him no cause?
I suppose.
And this was the same asset that you thought would help you?
Begging my pardon, sir, but he did.
you have anything else to add about this particular incident, Lance Corporal?
No, sir.
Did any of your fellow team members voice any complaints with your actions at the time?
Private Ross did, but I outranked him, and I believed it to be in the best judgment.
I don't have any more questions, Private. You can return to your cryo chamber. Any of the results of this investigation will be forwarded to you.
Good day.